What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over some statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning Tank Davis's career resume, specifically how many world champions has he fought and defeated. Guys, if you haven't seen the video we just posted about Terrence Crawford and his resume fighting world champions and what his statistics are, watch that directly after this and you'll get a good idea to compare and contrast two of the generation greats between Terrence and Tank. Crawford's video is tagged in the above link. All right, guys, we know how boxing is. Whenever a fighter comes off a spectacular finish, he gets all the praise. Also, the detractors will come out of the woodwork. That's just the nature of the beast. A few weeks back, Tank Davis won via spectacular knockout over the former undefeated Frank Martin. And over the last few weeks, his name has been paired up with Vasily Lomachenko, a fight that people have wanted to see for years. And it looks like as the days are passing, we're getting closer and closer. Tank's side, his coach and his manager, says that they're in talks with a potential November clash between Vasily Lomachenko and Tank Davis. But in this video, what we're gonna do is rewind the clock back. We're gonna discover and talk about how many world champions has Tank fought? How strong is his resume? We're gonna talk about the records of his opponents, come up with some statistics, and stay tuned to the very end. I'm gonna give you a number that maybe you weren't aware of. Firstly, let's talk about some stats that you already know. Tank Davis's career record is 30-0. He has 28 knockouts, so he carries with him throughout his career a 93% career knockout to win ratio. We know the proud Baltimore, Maryland native is 29 years old, but this November he turns 30, just about to enter his physical prime. So at only 29 years old with 30 career fights, it's safe to say his legacy is still yet to be written, but already at such a young age, he's done so much in the sport. Of his 30 victories, 8 of them have been against world champions, and we're gonna go over that list now and talk about how Tank went about his business. The first fight he had against a world champion was Jose Pedraza. Going into that fight, Pedraza was 22-0. Pedraza held the IBF and WBO titles. Tank knocked him out in the 7th. Hugo Ruiz was 39-4. He was the WBC champion. Tank knocked him out in the 1st. Yuriorkis Gamboa was 30-2, IBF champ, knockout in the 12th. Leo Santa Cruz, 37-1, IBF, WBC, WBA champ, knockout in the 6th. Mario Barrios, 26-0, WBC champ, knockout in the 11th. Pitbull Cruz, 22-1, WBA champ, UD in the 12th. Romero, 14-0, WBA champ, knockout in the 6th. Hector Garcia, 16-0, WBA champ, knockout in the 9th. And just to let you guys know, some of the world champions were already champs when they fought Tank, and some became champions afterwards, further proving a point that no matter where you are in your career, a bad loss doesn't always signify the end of one's career. Of the 8 world champions that Tank fought, 4 of them were undefeated going into the fight, and Tank knocked all 4 out. Of the 8 fights, Tank finished 7 of them. We know the only guy he wasn't able to get out of there was Isaac Pitbull Cruz, and that UD victory has aged quite well considering we know that Pitbull sits atop the 140-pound division as we speak. Also, let's combine those 8 opponents' records. On the night that they fought Tank, all 8 opponents had a combined record of 206 wins with only 8 losses, giving Tank Davis's championship list strength of schedule a 96% win-loss ratio, showing that in the sport of boxing, when you make it to the highest level, the best are always fighting the best. We have to ask ourselves, what's next for Tank? We already mentioned the possible Lomachenko fight. That's the fight I want to see. Detractors and naysayers will say that that fight should have taken place years ago. I don't see it that way. Come November, Tank will be 30 years old. Lomachenko will still only be 35. He turns 36 the following February. So if we want to see that fight years ago, I'd rather see a 30-year-old Tank versus a 24 or 25-year-old Tank. And from what we've seen in Lomachenko, his skills are still there. I think it's the best time for these two to meet for both of their legacies. Both could use the last name on their resumes to further instill their greatness throughout their era. Guys, let me know what you think about the number 8 at 29 years old. Is this a significant number for you guys, or is it not that impressive? If you're a Tank Davis fan, do you want to see him fight Lomachenko next? And if not, let me know who you'd like to see him fight in the comment section below.